After a bombshell allegation of having fake pre-orders for their new electric truck was made against Lordstown Motors, the government has now stepped in to investigate.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, has initiated an inquiry into the company.
And Matt Stone joins us now with another hurdle the company is facing.
A class action civil lawsuit was filed just today by a Lordstown Motors Corporation stockholder alleging security fraud violations against the company and 3 of its executives. The lawsuit claims the company misled them about pre-orders and the production schedule. Now, this comes on the heels of an inquiry by the SEC.
21 News has reported for the past year every instance when Lordstown Motors CEO Steve Burns has touted new orders for its Endurance. Last check, they had over 100,000 of them. The Hindenburg reported last week, though, that they believe those orders are largely fictitious. But here's what Burns told CNBC during an interview today on the Squawk Box.
They've always been very clear, right? These are just what they're intended to be, right? These are non-binding letter intents. They're called pre-orders out in the kind of real world. So anybody thought that we had actual orders, right? That's just not the nature of this business.
That's likely what the SEC inquiry is going to look at. Burns is still claiming that betas, or production models that could be used for crash testing and other purposes, are being made now, and that they will be in full production of the Endurance by September. Their own financials indicate they have about $712 million in cash on hand, and they estimate after research and development, testing, and production costs, they'll be down to about $200 million by the end of the year, supposedly as they start selling the Endurance and making money off of it. A reporter from the Wall Street Journal says the SEC is probably more interested in looking into Lordstown Motors because they are a publicly traded stock.
Whatever money we have to play with, our 401ks, whatever it is, into a company like this, I think the SEC is looking with more scrutiny and kind of more willing to step in and protect average investors.
So it's not unusual for the SEC to look into a publicly traded company to make sure its claims are on the up and up. It's not known just how long this inquiry could take. And as for the future of the company, well, if Lordstown Motors does in fact get production going this fall, it may not matter if pre-orders were fictitious or not, because at that time they'll at least have a working truck they could point to, and that's something they could sell on the market. Of course, right now they don't.